She says it's easier to live life disappointed than it is to live in joy or joyful. And it's so fucking true, right? And so I think this is a really great message for all of us, even I'm talking to myself here, of letting ourselves be joyful and express that joy to other people. Like, let it be seen. It is inspiring to see someone else be joyful. And I think that's the thing that a lot of us don't realize is,
do you know in your bones that you're meant for a life that feels free and expansive? Are you ready for a conscious relationship that honors every facet of who you are as a woman, partner, mama, professional, and everything in between? If so, you're in the right place. I'm Kaya Dawn, a conscious relationship and shadow work guide who helps high-achieving, spiritual-minded women trust their body's wisdom and create partnerships where they feel just as supported as they are supportive. Lace up those sneakers, babe, and let's go on a hot girl walk together to dish about what it means to be the woman behind it all. Hello, my friend, and welcome back. I have something special for you that I have not done before. And what I have pulled is a voice note of a blip of a conversation that I was having with a friend, a fellow female founder in the online coaching industry, but not just online coaching industry. She has had multiple brick and mortar businesses. She has done events, speaking engagements. She has worked in corporate. She is a female founder of her own company, and she has been a very dear friend that I've had the pleasure of getting to know over the last almost year. We met in a coaching container together, and we just see each other, and we have these really deep and vulnerable conversations about business. And recently, she has come to me, and we talk about this a lot, about continuing to refine and get precise with our messaging and our mission and our ideal client and all of these things about being in business that are a constant evolution and process of getting more specific in our work, in addition to really bringing it into alignment with who we are and the desires of our hearts and how we want to serve in order to bring in heart-led dream clients that we just absolutely adore and love to work with. And so she was really bringing forth that she used to speak a lot about leadership and self-mastery in your work. And now she's starting to lean more into, based on conversations that she's had with clients and myself and other people in the industry, it's really about expression. She wants to help people to bring out their expression. And we talk about that. I don't actually pull any clips from what she has said specifically because I want to keep her anonymous, but you can hear in my responses to her how this conversation expands. And if you've ever been curious about what it's like to be in my world, then this is a really beautiful behind the curtain insight to how I communicate. And you all know from this podcast that I get really passionate and I can go on multiple tangents, but I do really try to bring them all together in a full circle thought as best I can anyway, because with an open head and ajna in human design, I can be a little airy and I'm naturally airy and super ethereal anyway. But I have some really deep thoughts and beliefs and perspectives and experiences that I bring into this conversation today. And I also bring in the work of Brené Brown. You know, I love her. I've talked about her recently in one of the previous episodes, and I actually bring that resource back up again, plus an additional one that I was listening to the day before I sent my friend this message. And for her and I specifically, we have been in the online coaching industry to where there's a lot of money being thrown around, and we can see that there are a lot of personas being lived into that, are they authentic? Are they not? Are they genuine? I don't know. It's to each person and their meaning and their experience living into that. But for her and I, we are really here for authenticity and getting into the fullest expression of who we actually be from our authentic code and truth and humanity versus a perceived and projected persona that we want people to like us and see us as successful. And so if you are in this place as a female founder, a woman entrepreneur, or even just a woman who wants to be the fullest expression of who she truly is, then I think you're really going to get a lot of insight out of me bringing this conversation forward. And I would love to hear from you. If any of what I share really hits home for you about joy and disappointment and living in your full authentic expression and seeing through the veils and recognizing where you still have love to be extended to yourself, because I call myself out in this episode, and I can hear this as a self-projected projector by the way that I'm conveying the words that I'm saying, to where there's a little bit more love to be extended and shame work to be done and acceptance and forgiveness and embrace and allowance of who I previously was to what it's taught me to where I am now. If any of this resonates, I would love to connect with you. Please send me an email to let me know your thoughts. I'm currently on a 30-day social media detox, so I will get back on Instagram soon and you can send me some more DMs. But as of right now, communicate with me through email. You can find it in the show notes, and or leave a review of the podcast, because that helps even more women discover these really profound and heart-centered conversations that mean so much for us, not only in our businesses, but in our personal lives, and specifically our relationships to ourselves. And so I love you so much. I hope this voice note to my friend also activates you into this expansive and juicy and delicious energy of also feeling seen and heard and understood, and like you want to take action, leaning more into who you truly are and inquiring about what your specific expression is and how you want to be portrayed and lived into through your highest embodiment. So without any further ado, let's hop into the voice note.
Girl, I freaking love that. I love that you called your mama and were asking all these questions. I hope that was really helpful for you and just a fun conversation for you both. And I hear you about like feeling this inkling, this message, this clarity, like being revealed to you, like you are in that process of it being revealed. And I think the more that you inquire, the more that you're going to find that truth. So love, love, love. Also, I don't remember exactly what word you said. I think it was like formulate or something, but it was toward the end of your message, how you were talking about your framework and this work that you do with people and bringing up and out their expression and da-da-da-da-da. But you said like, I don't think it's like formulate. I can't remember if that's exactly the word, but the word that came up for me that I'm curious if you'd like is conjure. You're like conjuring it up out of them, right? And I don't know. I think that's a fun word that doesn't get used a lot. And it's true. It's like it's conjured up out of you because it has been suppressed and protected for so long. And that is the part of you, that's the part of all of us that's really trying to come out, is like this truth, this lightness, this expression, this authenticity, this joy. Oh, okay. Listen, I'm going to send you another one real quick, but let me know how conjure feels for you. Okay. So I was listening to a Brené Brown interview yesterday. She was recently on The Diary of a CEO, and I like that podcast. And I've listened to her Power of Vulnerability sessions recently as well, which is like a 6-session series on a bunch of different things. It was really good. Highly recommend. And in both of those things, she has said that joy is the hardest part of vulnerability, because we have tampened down our expression to fully be delighted with life and curious and awestruck and just like, like I think there's a naivete to it of childlike wonder and just release, you know what I mean? And it goes back to expression. And so I think as adults, we're like, we can't act like that. And especially if you've been shamed for any fucking aspect of your expression, then you're going to protect it, right? Like you were protecting yourself. Oh, this is what she says. She says, it's easier to live life disappointed than it is to live in joy or joyful. And it's so fucking true, right? And so I think this is a really great message for all of us, even I'm talking to myself here, of letting ourselves be joyful and express that joy to other people. Like, let it be seen. It is inspiring to see someone else be joyful. And I think that's the thing that a lot of us don't realize is we're like, okay, let's take the coaching industry for just a second. Be loud, be bold, create a movement. Like, it's like, okay, that is an expression. That is a possibility of how oneself can be expressed. But because we see the, okay, dare I say, egotism of it, and it's not like necessarily terrible egotism, like Donald Trump, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's just this expression of like, look at me, really trying to stand out. But I think from this place of the most insecure people are the loudest. I don't know. I've just heard that quote and I'm like, you know what? I recognize that in my own life. The most insecure I have been, and when I've been trying to like win people over or want people to like me or see me as successful, like, okay. Sorry, I'm going on a lot of different tangents here, but I recognize that I still have shame and love to be extended to that part of myself of whenever I was in the world and around all them people and just like doing the photo shoot with the flowers and the jacket and like it was super hot and edgy and bold and like honestly it was super fucking fun, and that is a really powerful expression of myself to be willing to do that and like stand out in those ways. And at the same time, when I take a deeper look at who I was or where I was spiritually, emotionally at that time, I wanted people to like me. Like it was coming from this place of fear in all of the different ways of judgment, of, success, of, just seeming like you got your shit together too. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's an aspect of the ego. And so now that we see through that and we know that, yeah, they're experiencing joy for sure. But what is our expression of joy? And maybe that is tied to money, which is like that whole sect of the coaching industry. Like they're making a lot of money and that's like the driver, but is money your driver? Is money the driver? You want to be like where I think that there's a way to steward and hold and create and share a lot of money in a way that doesn't scream that flavor of human to me. Okay, so we both have this experience in common of just being around these people. And I recognize in the long run, I want to experience joy and highest expression in a different way. That is more authentic to me. That is more human. That is more real. That is more raw. That is more vulnerable in a way of like letting myself truly be fucking seen for who I actually am and not this persona that I'm putting on and portraying and projecting so that deep down people will like me and I will feel liked and I will feel accepted and I will feel like I belong and I will feel successful. It's like, I feel all of those things right now with being who I am, living a quieter life in a way, or I guess quieter doesn't even matter, but just, I think it just comes back to my authentic code and expression and way that I want to lead and what leadership means and how that is expressed and how that is unique and must be conjured up out of all of us individually in our own way based on our life experiences and nature and nurture and heartbreak and failure and triumphs and beliefs and stories and nervous system patterns, psychological patterns, spiritual and emotional patterns, all the things, which is why we do the work. And so this is why I also love Human Design and Gene Keys, because it brings in a whole another layer of context that is pinpointed to you and your unique flavor of human. So all of this to say, conjure, expression, joy, putting down this barrier of us limiting ourselves from experiencing joy because it's easier to live in disappointment. No. We are not doing that. And so disappointment can also be attached to shame and guilt and humiliation and like all these other aspects of humanity as well. And it's up to us to look at each and every one of those and how those show up in us, because those are blocking our joy and expression. So I just went off for, that was only 6 minutes. Holy shit. Wow. That's amazing. I was like expecting 10 minimum. Let me know how all of this lands with you, because I feel like it's probably activated something within you that feels good and expansive and exciting, and hopefully it's really on point for you. So I love you. Definitely let me know.
I hope this episode reminded you that life and love are supposed to feel safe and expansive, and gave you clarity on the next right step you can take in your relationship. If so, please take 30 seconds to leave a review. Each one helps get this content into the ears and hearts of women just like you. I'm excited to hang out again soon, having more conversations on how to create the relationships you've always dreamed of. Keep following what feels expansive, babe. You're so worthy of it all.